Welcome back to our urban empire, Kaiserschaffen. We are doing very, very well so far. We have pretty much researched everything that we are able to for the moment. We are in era 4, so we've done very well for that era. I'm pretty sure we've gone ahead and researched ourselves everything else as well. There might have been things that I did miss, like combustion last episode. And I think I might have missed personal hygiene as well, which I don't really know how the people were washing themselves in that meantime, but we'll make it do. So everything up to era 4 has been researched, which is fantastic. Let's go ahead and just go for environmentalism and try to finish all of this off. And then we'll be able to get into era 5, which we've already done quite a bit in. Way too early, but not that it really matters. Let's go ahead and hit play and speed things up a little bit. Been a long time since I've actually uploaded, unfortunately, about a week. So, I mean, if I don't really have time during the weekend, I don't really have enough time to keep on recording, which is unfortunate. A lot of these guys in Ridgeborough want to upgrade, but they're at high density, so hopefully they can make do and be able to upgrade themselves. We have decided to upgrade some kind of institution, but I'm not quite sure which one. No doubt our city money will greatly decrease. It seems like it was the university, which will always help us, especially on the science victory. And yeah, we definitely did spend a lot of money. Now, I haven't quite yet figured out how in the world do we upgrade the working class up to the middle class. It doesn't really make much sense. So what we are trying to do is increase the funding in a lot of these service buildings. It seems to have helped us quite a little bit, just in general, like in terms of giving us extra jobs and all that. But to be honest, I'm not quite sure if that's enough. Let's support unemployment funds. There's a fair few games now that are starting to come out. I guess at the start of the year, every year, the games are a little bit dry. Nothing too exciting is coming out. But thankfully, games are starting to come out now. We can start playing.
Wake-up call. A powerful message spoken in the language of fires, floods, droughts, and extinctions, telling us that we need an entirely new economic model and a new way of sharing this planet.
Yeah, so hopefully we can start playing new games relatively regularly. I'm especially liking the Hunter. It does look quite amazing. So hopefully keep an eye out on that. Let's go ahead and upgrade these guys' roads. That's for a start. So we'll give them 2 upgrades, and that should be it. We'll also give them a water pipe, because that seems like it's pretty important. And okay, I'll accept that. Not quite sure how many people actually, you know what? No, let's go back and let's just keep it at medium density. There we go. We'll just raise the roads infrastructure, and that should be good enough. I do like what I did with Edgeburg. Or Edgeburg. Sorry. It does look very, very nice with all of, well, maybe not so nice, but with all this industry going on. Pretty cool. Not quite sure if I'd want to live right next to it, but those guys will have to do. So that vote came along quick. Not that I'm one to complain. But yeah, this game's like one of those point and click games, really. There's not really much that you do. Once you've figured out the gist of it, how to make money, really.
We need to build computers for the masses, not
it does get a lot easier.
masses.
A lot easier. So let's say what some of these things. Let's grant some money for the skate park. We definitely don't want to help those guys, but I guess it's going to end up passing through as time goes on, because that's just the way the game works. Okay. Personal computers, and let's go its use in business, which will hopefully give us some more money in the long run, at least some efficiency and all that, which is never a bad thing. So now that that's done, I don't have any more institutions I can place either, and we're making good amounts of money. So while I'm here, let's go ahead and spend a lot on upgrading the exhibition center. And that'll put me into a bit of debt. Not that's much of a problem. Okay, that'll help us out a lot more. Another thing that I do want to check out is city data. Here we go. So, we've got a lot of working class citizens. Too much. I mean, I'd much rather a lot more middle class. And I'm not quite sure how many schools we need because, like, look. I mean, I've got a grammar school here. I've got a vocational school in this area. I guess maybe these guys down here could do with something. But we've got, like, public libraries. Maybe I could do with something else. And, of course, we've got a fully upgraded university. At least upgraded for now. That's a hospital. That's got a lot of upgrades it can have as well. But yeah, the university is definitely all upgraded. What I do want to do is let's check out these guys. These guys definitely need a new road system. So let's go with... you know what? No, we'll go with the tram line for now. I'll give them that. Confirm, and I'll also go ahead and data center doesn't provides education. Well, maybe it does help us out. You know what? Maybe we don't. I guess it doesn't need to be a school. It can just be a data center. Gives us extra security. Not that I really need it, but what else can I use? A sports playground. So maybe another high school could also help. But let's go with the data center. So that's $1,029,000 a month, whereas the high school is, if I can find it now, there we go. It's right here. Okay. So the upkeep is a lot more per month, but the initial setup cost is a little bit less. So I'll build it right here. Confirm that. Confirm. Okay, that should pass pretty easily as well. As a vote. Now, I voted against this. So I wonder, if I plead with them, they're going to... Okay, they're going to come over to my way. Oh, whatever. We're not going to get it anyway. Actually, no, it's an edict, isn't it? Yeah, whatever. I thought it was one of these other, not edicts, but I don't know what you'd call it.
Sometimes you feel like giving up, but then you look at other people who have given up, and the results aren't that good.
Yeah, that's right. That's why you don't give up. You keep on pushing, keep on keeping on, as they say. Anti-war protest. Students in Smithme have arranged an anti-war demonstration. No, because we are solitarians. Even though we don't get an upgrade boost for that. Exhibition center with science center and improved security. Very nice. And look at that. That did not plunge us into debt, which is very cool. So that's all upgraded now. What other bonuses does this give us? Cool. Alright, maybe we can get an upgrade tower. No. The hospital though. So what does that give us? That gives us some brain power. And increase in personal growth, which is not something that I really need, but let's put that 12 votes. So modify the district as well. Geez, 500,000 a month. That we're making. Easy peasy. So I haven't really been checking. Oh, we've got a new votes coming in for the mayor, the mayorship. So yeah, it's still a 36%. It's not really decreasing. But what we can do is go over to the city council and go to service funding. And it seems like this lowers itself over time or something like that. Anyways, I don't really quite understand. But let's go with... Is a data center here? No, it doesn't seem like it is. Anyways, Let's go with the high school upgraded as much as it goes. So there we go. An extra 79,000 a month. We've got more than enough money for that. Outsourcing. Prepare for growth in number of companies, which gives us yet another boost. This will massively plunge us into debt. 10 million. Not that that's much of a problem though. We're able to make that back pretty quickly. How are these guys in Smithme doing?
Everything we don't like to do, there's someone out there who's really good, wants to do it, and will enjoy it.
It's true. That's why outsourcing works, I guess. Until you outsource something to a company and then they outsource it to some guy in China and they pretend that the first company that's getting outsourced does it. So, onto that high school funding. I wonder how long it takes for these changes to come into effect as well. But all the roads, I think the road systems are doing pretty well so far. Maybe Kilborough could do it a little bit better. So it's not like we need high densities here. So let's just go with increasing that. Propose. Thank you. Now, we need to vote on the mayorship, and we will get this vote as well. No real problems there. No surprises either, which is what we like. Of course, the game's going to save as well. Now, Edgeburg, you guys need some roads as well, don't you? A lot of traffic moving about, surprisingly. So this is another thing that doesn't really make much sense if I pause the game. It runs a lot smoother as well if I pause it. But look at this. Smithmere, about 5,000 road capacity, or road usage. 6,000 we'll say. 1,000 in Blackfield. 16,000 in Kilborough, which has got the most, I guess. And then the business districts have a lot. Rainsford also needs an upgrade. But if we look at Edgeburg, like, how are people getting here? They're not getting here from the residential places though, which is unfortunate. But so the game doesn't really make that much sense. Like, how are these people in Smithme traveling? Guess it doesn't really have much people though. Let's have a look. Got 844 residents, whereas this has 7,202. Crazy amounts. Anyways, let's unpause it, because we need mobile communications. Let's go with phones. We need to wait until that modifying the district vote comes into place. You know what? I actually might even be able to upgrade this. So what upgrade does this give us? Some more bonuses to the physical environment and an increased, or like a better sales demand. Even though it says -2, I guess it's helpful though. So I'll put that to a vote, of course. And now we need to go to Edgeburg. As soon as this vote passes, of course. Priorities, people, priorities. So thank you for that. And now we'll go to Edgeburg.
Apparently, we love our own cell phones, but hate everyone else's.
They do use a lot of good quotes. I give them that. A lot of very nice quotes. Like, very relevant. So what I'm going to do here is, let's go to infrastructure, and I will build them something nice. Such as the metro. That costs a lot to get started as well. We'll also give them mobile phone base stations. I'll leave that actually. I mean, they should be happy with what they've got. Propose that. That's going to cost a lot. Metros cost a crazy amount. So not only are we using the water treatment plants with oil water separator, which costs us 5 million, we're going to have 7.5 million on Edgeburg to spend on, so. And we've almost hit 20,000 people, which is quite an achievement, I would say.
The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom.
I guess that's true too. So, horror after horror, the Second World War did not end in triumph, but in another struggle called the Cold War. Split into two camps, the world was plunged into constant threat of nuclear devastation. Now, of course, we do start off with a low level of city funds, but we're into Era 5 now, the fragmentation of values. Eduardo grew up knowing one thing about himself. He wanted to be a dissident. His mother, Adele, would tell him stories about his ancestors and were all tales of almost successful grandfathers and grandmothers. He didn't want to be almost anything. He wanted to change the world. He inherited his mother's interest in computers. As the amount of information grew, Eduardo was quick to realize that information would be the fortune of tomorrow. He also saw the potential dangers of computerized society and got into politics to ensure digitalization would serve humankind, not just the powerful. So surprisingly, there's only the true Swearalian party, and the pacifist party has been voted out, so not much of a change really there. Now everything here is going to change. Let's focus on the internet, which will give us brain power. And there's a new vote to bring in the subway system, or the metro system. That passed pretty easily, thankfully, even though we are losing a lot of money. But look at that. The Wheel of Life, I think this is what it's called. Or Wheel of Satisfaction or something of the sort.
Rock music in
Is
lyrics
nothing but
often
on
talks
minus
ahead of the time about
points.
what's going on in the country.
So we've only got 2 upgrades here. Let's go with accessibility, and I'll end this episode right now. I mean, we've done very well for ourselves. It's just a matter of time. We've got 30 years left until the time limit. So it'll be interesting to see how well we do there. If we are able to actually get ourselves a different victory condition, we definitely will get research all the inventions. I'm not quite sure about public enlightenment. I don't think we'll actually get that. I'm not quite sure why, because I'm not quite sure how, but they don't really explain how to change or bring people up in through society either. So I do wish they would change that. But until next time, though, guys, I'll see you later for, I think, episode number 11 now, after this one. So until next time, I'll see you guys then.